Here's the best way to open a hive. So you take your hive tool, and I want to put the hive tool in underneath the lid. This is a migratory top, and I want to put the pressure on the side of the box. And I'll just give it a push there and pry up. Use it as a pry bar. So I don't want to do it this way because the end of the box right here is the weak point of the box. Typically when a box breaks, fails, it'll happen right here at the corner because you've got the rabbit right here and you have less wood in this corner of the box here. So rather than insert my hive tool this way and pry up on this weak spot, I insert it this way and pry up on this part of the box. That'll break, you'll hear it crackle. Oh, look at this. Yeah. So you'll break the propolis seal. The bees glue everything down. And that's why we need the hive tool to open the lid. If you're using a telescopic lid, this is the reason why you need an inner cover. So the bees will stick the lid down. And if you have your telescopic lid, you can't get your hive tool underneath there to pry apart the box components because they'll really stick things down good with that propolis. So your telescopic lid will come off first, then you pry off your inner cover just like I pried off this migratory top. So I'll take the second box up, this super off, and I'll pry it apart with my hive tool just the same way I took the lid off. Right? So I'm gonna put the hive tool there and lift up. You'll hear the propolis crack apart. So I want to set this down on its end so I don't smash bees in the grass and the dirt. Okay, Priya, here.
Priya, you want to help him?
Can you take this hive tool and here's what we need you to do. I want you to use it as a pry bar, okay? So you'll use some leverage and you see in between these two boxes right here, you need to put the point in there, yep. Push it in between the two boxes and then pry up on it until you hear the bee glue. It'll have to go in a little further than that. Let me get
probably
this.
Below the black thing.
Yeah,
that's attached to the top box.
Let me get you started here like this. So,
there we go.
So like that. Okay. Now pry up on it. I'll lift and you pry up on it. Okay.
Whoa,
Perfect.
Whoa.
All right.
Priya, you're up again. Where's that hive
Okay,
tool?
here it is. Can you help to get it cracked open? So go right underneath. Yep. Pop it in.
You might have to. There you go.
That's it. Good
Perfect.
job. Yeah, good.
Perfect. Take your hive tool and lift the lid. Put a few puffs underneath the lid before you take it all the way off. That'll give the bees some warning that something's happening. If you want to lift the lid up like this, keep the bees from flying straight at you, that's not a bad idea either. And then you'll see the bees on top of the frames. Before I go to take a frame out, I'll put that much smoke on them, and that'll be enough to drive them down into the hive. Now when I take my hive tool and pry these apart, I've got a frame, I can see what I'm doing. The frame's free of bees, so I won't smash as many bees. Right? And then I can lift the hive tool out, lift the frame out with the hive tool. Typically people will want to put the hive tool on the ear and lift up like this. It's a better idea to use the top bar somewhere in from the ear to pry with there. So I'll use the frame next to it as the fulcrum and the hive tool as the lever and pry it up like that. Keep you from breaking the ears off if you do it that way. Let's take out a frame or two just to see what they're doing. This one looks like it'll come out easy enough. Try lifting that frame out. Pretty heavy. Feels pretty heavy.
There's some
What are you seeing there?
honey on the sides, and there is some brood.